Vince Mandes. I'm a principal technical contributor, a member of the Lawless Alliance team. So when we engage with a new customer on a new project, my role would be generally to facilitate a good amount of the technical work that gets done on that project, and to oversee that technical work and to ensure that the merit of the technical work meets with the client's expectations, to help manage the resources that we bring to the project, identify areas where we might be missing resources, and areas where maybe we have resources that are being underutilized and maybe aren't providing value to that client for a given project.
Okay, and how did you originally get involved with Lawless Alliance?
Yeah, so I've known Mike since about early 2013, and perhaps we'll get into that a little bit later, but I had been doing consulting work since mid-2017, independently working with a particular client outside of the Lawless Alliance, and a colleague, a very trusted colleague that I had worked with years prior, reached out to me, explained what Mike had going on with the Lawless Alliance, and suggested that I reach out to Mike and see if there was a good fit for us to work together. And I reached out to Mike, and it was a very quick process to get started with him. It was a very natural fit.
Great. And how did Lawless Alliance help your previous company, Unilife Medical Solutions, when you were a client? Because you were a client with us at that point, right?
That's right.
Process?
That's right. I started with Unilife Medical Solutions in 2013, and I was introduced to Mike at that time. Mike was already working with Unilife. At that time, we were a company that was in the business of developing combination products for the pharmaceutical and medical device industry. In this case, we were working on an on-body injector or wearable injector product platform, and Mike was bringing his skill set and his talents directly to us, and that's where I originally met him. So what he was able to do for us was very similar to what we do for our clients now, and what that was really establishing a foundational base for the physics of the system, and being able to really drive the design and development of this very complex electromechanical system from a very fundamental engineering perspective. It's a process that, again, we embody that process now for our clients, and it takes a lot of the guesswork out of the development process.
Sure. Okay, so then Vince, since you've been both a client and now our partner with Lawless Alliance, what would you say makes us stand out from other companies that are like us?
Yeah, so I think there's a few things there that I think make the Lawless Alliance a unique proposition for our clients. First, of course, is exactly what I was just talking about, which is that we start where we can, wherever possible. We start by trying to get to the root, to the fundamentals of the physical principles of a given system. So if we're involved with a client that has a specific project or a specific product that's in development, that's really our bread and butter. That's where we're strongest. But we tear it down and take it right back to the very foundation of the design, and say, do we as a team, together with our client, do we understand the characterization of the system from a fundamental engineering perspective, from a physical perspective? Mm-hmm. And can we quantify that? And if so, what does that tell us about the system? From there, that helps to take the veil off of the engineering process that exists in so many development projects, and is able to drive decisions for the project from a very quantitative perspective. That way you can understand your challenges and have a metric to be able to evaluate your potential solutions and determine, have a definition of success for the project. So that's one. The other thing about the Lawless Alliance, the name really kind of gives it away, right? It's an alliance, which means that there are, I think Mike has a Rolodex, if you will, of 1,000 engineers with different subspecialties. And these engineers are available to engage with the clients in any number of manners, whether it's just for a few hours to be a subject matter expert in a particular very focused area, or to be a holistic partner on a long-term project. And Mike has established a rapport with his clients to be able to bring these resources in, kind of turn them on, turn them off as needed to suit the needs of the project. And again, that's the rapport that he has both with his customers and with his partners in the alliance.
Sure. Okay. And so what do you like most about working with us, both as a client and now as a partner?
For me, as a consultant, I get the benefit of being able to do what I do best for every client. So when you work in a traditional, let's say, corporate setting, your role, sometimes you're often asked to wear a lot of different hats. A lot that works. That's exciting in some ways. But a lot of us, especially really technical folks, we love to be able to do what we do best, all the time. And in working with Mike, there's always an opportunity to do that. There's always a technical project that I can lend my technical expertise and experience to, and to be able to do that for myriad different types of projects in different industries, and to really be able to bring my particular skill set to the project rather than having to try to work outside of where I'm most productive.
Yeah. Okay. And then what is a common issue that Lawless Alliance eliminates and that surprises clients when they see the results?
Yeah, it really goes back to what I was saying originally is that at Lawless Alliance, we work as best we can to quantify every problem, every project that we're working on with our clients, to give a mathematical, where possible, a mathematical definition of the project, which means that then we can have quantifiable results of the success, or if the client or we as a project team look to implement a solution and it doesn't work out in the math, then we can see right away where that's going to go long before we have to do the traditional build it, test it. It's guess and check. It's take a guess, build that out, test it, check it. It might be, you might be right, you might be wrong. If you're wrong, that costs a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money, obviously. If you're right, do you really know why you're right? A lot of times you don't. You're right and you don't really know why you were right with that particular iteration of the design. So with the Lawless model, that there's quantifiable metrics that we can provide to the customer within the scope of the project, that takes a lot of that guesswork out of it.
Awesome. And Vince, is there anything else you would like to add for someone listening that is considering using the product development services of Lawless Alliance?
Yeah. So Mike is a really unique individual, and he relates to people on a lot of different levels. I really enjoy working with him because of his fervor for fundamental technical engineering, and really the details. That's where I get the most excited when it comes to engineering. He does a lot more for his clients. He works on a system level. He works with procedures and processes. He works with talent management, and with some of the more the aspects of personalities and engaging different personalities to fill to understand really where people are going to fit best within the team structure and what people can bring and maybe what they need to be able to succeed. So that's a whole side of the business there that I think a lot of other companies that are doing similar work aren't really bringing that aspect of it to their clients. Mike has a long history of experience in engineering. He has clients going back 20 years or more, and clients that are just discovering us now. And through Mike and through myself and others on the team, we can bring all of those experiences together and have great, have a great experience with our clients.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that's all I had. Thank you so much, Vince. We really appreciate you and your time. And I think you really contributed a valuable perspective. So have a wonderful day.
I was happy to be here and speaking with you, and look forward to sharing some of this with our next client.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.